Yo, what is good everyone? And in today's video we're gonna be playing this video right here, 18 ruthless
I
animated
still
horror stories. So let's get straight into it. And just a little disclaimer, these might be a little bit scary, so if you don't like scary things, just click away. But otherwise, just enjoy, sit back and relax and eat some snacks. And if the volume's a bit too down, if you're on headphones, just turn it down a bit. Let's get straight into it.
I still remember that night like it happened yesterday, the night that changed everything. It started with a phone call. I had been lying in bed, scrolling mindlessly through my phone when the harsh buzz of an unknown number lit up my screen. Something in my gut told me I should answer.
Hello?
Is this Pearl Carter? The voice on the other end was firm, official.
Yes, who is this?
This is Officer Bradley from the Portland Police Department. Ma'am, your mother's been in an accident. She was hit by a truck on Route 17. For a second, everything around me stopped. My heart pounded in my ears.
Damn.
What?
My voice cracked.
Is she alive?
She's alive, but in critical condition. Paramedics are on the scene, taking her to St. Mary's Hospital. You need to get there as soon as possible. I didn't even remember putting on my shoes or grabbing my car keys. I just ran out of the house, my hands shaking so badly I almost dropped my phone. The roads blurred past me as I sped through the accident site. When I arrived, red and blue lights flashed in the darkness. The scene was chaotic. Broken glass scattered across the pavement, the twisted remains of my mother's car sitting on the side of the road like a crumpled toy. A large truck was stopped nearby, the driver talking to the police, his face pale and shaken. And then I saw her.
Nah, the police officer should not let her see her like that. Oh my god, bro. Damn.
The paramedics were lifting my mother onto a stretcher. Her face was bloodied, her body limp, her clothes soaked in red. I choked back a sob as I rushed forward.
Mom!
Are you her daughter? One of the paramedics asked, his voice urgent. I nodded, unable to speak. We're taking her to St. Mary's. You can follow us there. Inside the hospital, everything smelt like antiseptic and despair. The doctor came my way and said, Miss Carter, your mother has lost a lot of blood. We're doing everything we can, but the chances of survival are very low. I'm sorry. His words sliced through me like a knife. I felt my knees go weak and I stumbled back onto a bench in the empty hallway. I didn't cry. I just sat there, staring at the cold, white floor, waiting for a miracle. The tiresome waiting mixed with the anxiety made me pass out on the bench at some point, but then the sounds of footsteps woke me from my slumber.
No.
Opening my eyes, I saw a silhouette of a man. At first, I thought he was just another patient. He was dressed in a hospital gown, his bare feet dragging against the tile floor as he shuffled through the corridor. But something about him wasn't right. He moved too slowly, his head tilted slightly to one side. His arms hung limply at his sides. His skin was pale, too pale, almost gray. He passed by under the dim fluorescent lights, and when he turned his head slightly, I saw that he was smiling.
Ew!
But not
Get a load of this guy! Hell nah, I am not staying there.
a normal smile. His lips stretched too wide, his teeth bared like an animal. A shiver ran down my spine. I swallowed hard, trying to shake off the unease creeping up my neck. Maybe he was just sick. Maybe he needed help.
Sir?
My voice was barely above a whisper. The man stopped. Slowly, he turned his head toward me. You shouldn't be here. The way he said it, so soft, so cold, made my stomach drop. Before I could say anything else, he turned and walked through a nearby door. Something inside me screamed, "Don't follow him," but my legs carried me forward anyway. The door led to a small chapel inside the hospital. I had seen it earlier when I first arrived. a quiet place for people to pray for their loved ones. But when I stepped inside, it didn't feel holy anymore. The air was heavy, thick with something I couldn't name. The dim lighting flickered above, casting eerie shadows on the walls. The room smelled musty, like old books and something rotten beneath it all. The man stood at the altar, his back to me. His shoulders trembled violently, his whole body shaking as if he were freezing. And then he started whispering.
Oh, hell no! Get over there! Yo, she low-key a baddie though. Nah, I'm joking. Chill.
Low, raspy words that I couldn't understand. The sound crawled under my skin, making my hair stand on end.
Sir, are you okay?
My voice wavered. He didn't answer. His whispers grew fast, more frantic. His fingers twitched at his sides. His head jerked slightly, like he was trying to control a spasm. I took a step back. I need to leave, right now. And then he turned. My breath caught in my throat. His face was
She's having a
raw.
dream. She's having a
His
dream.
skin was too tight over his skull. His eyes sunken and hollow, black pits that seemed to swallow the dim light of the room. His mouth stretched open, impossibly wide, revealing rows of sharp, jagged teeth. A deep, gurgling noise rattled from his throat.
Yo, why does he sound like some crap head on the street, bro? Hell nah.
I screamed. Darkness swallowed me whole.
I swear this was 17 true horror stories, bro. Hell nah, that was not true.
When I woke up, I was lying in a hospital bed. The morning sunlight streamed through the
I told you it
window,
was a dream.
chasing away the horrors of the night before. A nurse was standing beside me, checking my vitals.
Good morning, Miss Carter.
She said kindly.
You gave us quite a scare. We found you unconscious inside the chapel.
The memory of that thing flashed in my mind, and I bolted upright.
The man!
I gasped.
The patient! He was there with me. Did you see him?
The nurse frowned.
What patient?
She shook her head.
The man in the hospital gown. He talked to me. He went into the chapel. I'm sorry, but no one else was found there. Are you sure you weren't dreaming?
I wanted to argue, to insist that what I saw was real, but my voice failed me. Then she smiled.
There's some good news, though. Your mother made it through surgery. She's stable now.
Yeah.
Relief crashed over me like a wave, and tears filled my eyes. I had almost lost her, but she was alive. Still, even as I sat beside my mother's bed later that day, holding her warm hand, I couldn't shake the memory of that thing in the chapel. To this day, I don't know if he was real or if my exhausted mind had conjured him in my grief and fear. But one thing is certain, hospitals are supposed to be places of healing. That night, I learned they can also be haunted.
Alright guys, we're going to go on to the next one, but since this one was so long, we're only going to do 2 today. So, let's get into the same one. If it doesn't come up straight away, I'll just cut the video for you, don't worry.
The story you just saw is loosely based on this video circulating on Reddit.
Oh,
and
wait, yo! It's like, it is true, but it looks like it's on TikTok, so it might not be. Let's have a look.
Video, the capturer spotted a weird man inside a hospital chapel behaving very oddly. No one knows if this video is a hoax or some authentic evidence of possession, but the man's behavior in this video is enough to give one chill. When I first moved into my new
Alright, so we're on to the second one now, and if this one's quite long, I'm going to end it, but if it's not, I'll go into the third one for you guys.
house, I thought I had finally found peace. The neighborhood was quiet. The house was modest but comfortable.
Oh, and one more thing, if you're enjoying the video, make sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell. But if there's any adverts, I will cut the video. So if there's a little cut, I'll just tell you, don't worry.
And everything felt normal. My next-door neighbors were an elderly couple, Mr. and Mrs. Turner. Mr. Turner was a tall, thin man with sunken cheeks.
Yo! Damn! He's ugly! Holy jawline. Why is there two jawbones, man? Double chin. Ew!
Chair, sitting on their porch like a statue.
What is this, bro?
She never moved, never blinked. The first time I saw her, I thought she was asleep, but the longer I watched, the more unsettling it became. Her pale skin looked almost lifeless, her hands resting limply on her lap. I never saw Mr. Turner talk to her. She just sat there. One evening, as I was watering my flowers, I glanced toward their porch and froze. Judy was watching me. Her eyes were locked onto mine, wide and empty. She didn't blink, didn't move, just sat there, unblinking, watching me. A cold shiver crawled up my spine. I looked away for a second, trying to shake off the eerie feeling, but when I turned back, she was still staring. My heart pounded against my ribs. My breathing grew shallow. Something about her gaze sent an icy dread through my entire body. Then, a cold, bony hand clamped down on my shoulder. I gasped, spinning around so fast I nearly fell. "Didn't mean to startle you." It was Mr. Turner. His voice sounded rough, like gravel. I forced a nervous chuckle, trying to steady my breathing. It's fine." He followed my gaze toward his wife and let out a sigh. "Judy's been like that for 12 years now, paralyzed. She just sits there all day, staring at nothing." I swallowed hard. 12 years? He nodded, his face tired. "Doctors say there's nothing we can do, but she's harmless, just lost in her own world." I nodded, but the unease in my gut didn't go away. That night, as I lay in bed, I couldn't stop thinking about her. The way she sat so still, how her gaze never wavered. I told myself I was overreacting. Then, knock, knock, knock.
No.
I sat up, my heart leaping into my throat. The clock on my nightstand read 1:03 a.m. I held my breath, listening. Knock, knock, knock. My pulse pounded in my ears as I slipped out of bed and crept toward the window. I pushed the curtain aside and peered down at my front door, and my stomach dropped. Judy was standing.
That's just not true, though, because if she's been paralyzed for 12 years, why would she finally come?
There, not in her wheelchair, standing. Her frail body was hunched, her head tilted slightly to the side. The porch light cast deep shadows over her face, making her look even more unnatural. I stepped back, my breath caught in my throat. No, this isn't possible. Summoning every ounce of courage I had, I rushed downstairs and threw open the door. The porch was empty. She was gone. A heavy silence settled over the night. The only sound was my own ragged breathing. I slammed the door shut and locked it, my mind racing. The next morning, I confronted Mr. Turner. "Mr. Turner?" I said cautiously. Did Judy come to my house last night?" His expression darkened instantly. His eyes narrowed. "That's not funny," he snapped. "My wife can't move. She hasn't moved a muscle in over a decade. What kind of sick joke is this?" "I swear I saw her," I insisted. "She was standing at my door." His face twisted with anger. "Don't you ever say that again." I backed away, unsure of what to say. Either I was losing my mind or something was terribly wrong. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Judy's lifeless stare. Then, at around 2 a.m., laughter. A slow, raspy giggle floated through the air. I bolted upright, my skin crawling. With shaky hands, I stepped outside. Judy was standing next to my fence. Her back was facing me, her frail shoulders shaking slightly as she laughed. Her hair was damp, clinging to her face. She stood unnaturally still, like a broken doll propped up by invisible strings. Judy? My voice trembled. Please, go back inside. She didn't move. Judy? Suddenly, she twisted her head all the way around without turning her body.
No, don't do it, don't do it.
Her face was a nightmare. Her pale skin sagged
though,
unnaturally. Her mouth stretched into a wide, grotesque grin. Her eyes, wide, bloodshot, and soulless, locked onto mine.
Really
Her lips
scary,
trembled as she let out another hoarse, choking laugh. My stomach twisted in horror. Then, she lurched toward me. I stumbled backward, nearly tripping over myself as I sprinted to my house. I barely made it inside before slamming the door and locking it. I stood there, my chest rising and falling rapidly. Silence. I peeked through the peephole. She was gone, but I knew she wasn't really gone. I stayed up the rest of the night, every sound making my skin crawl. For the next few days, I avoided looking at the Turner's house, but I could feel her, watching. Then, one night, I woke to a different sound, scraping. A slow, dragging sound, like something being pulled across concrete. I sat up, heart pounding. The noise was coming from outside. With my breath held, I crept to the window. Judy was standing in my yard. Her wheelchair sat a few feet behind her, tipped over on its side. My stomach lurched. How did she get here? Then, in the dim moonlight, I saw her fingers. Her nails were digging into the pavement, dragging her frail body forward inch by inch. Her arms trembled as she pulled herself closer to my house. I stumbled back, my heart racing. This can't be real. I rushed downstairs and pressed my ear against the front door. Silence. For a moment, I thought maybe, just maybe, it was all in my head. Then, tap, tap, tap. I jumped back as a single bony finger tapped against the wood. I covered my mouth to keep from screaming. I waited and waited. Eventually, the tapping stopped. When I dared to look through the peephole, she was gone. But I knew it wasn't over. Every 2 or 3 nights, I'd wake up to find Judy outside my house. She never moves, never speaks, just stands there and watches. I can't keep living like this. I need to leave before it's too late. A man living in a quiet neighborhood started seeing a creepy woman loitering around his house at night. One night, he spotted her near his fence and went to confront her, but the woman didn't say a thing or move an inch. The video you're about to see is the inspiration for the above story. Let us know in the comments what you think about this creepy video.
Every flipping night. Move. Every next man goes to best I know I move. Like she's sick in her head. You know? Me not touch her, you know? Hey.
Bro. Alright. Well, I think we're just gonna wrap it up there. But thank you guys so much for the last video. I gained, let me check how many views. 114 views as a video. You're not short, because on shorts I usually get like 1,000 views. That's a video. 100 views. I just wanted to say how thankful I am. And for hitting 50 subscribers, man. It just makes my day. So if you guys could like, subscribe, and hit that bell and post notifications, it'd be so cool to me. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!